Hello guys, thanks for being here with Trading for Everyone. Today's video is analyzing what happened to Microsoft. As you can see, Microsoft is an absolute beast. It has been following an uptrend pattern since the start of the days. And well, we can see here that it was the only really downtrend that it happened. It was in the end of the 2018 that we saw a crash on Apple over 40%, but here Microsoft only took between 10 and 15% loss. So, well, you can see besides that downtrend, it was just breaking above it just broke above the moving average exponential and continuing going up. It was really neat following the exponential moving average as the floor, the dynamic support, and well, really having no resistance at all. You can see that this resistance pattern, it broke above this one, broke above this one, broke above this one, broke above, and the last resistance that I could find, as we can see here. Now I'm going to be showing you the 20-day. As you can see here, that's this the half a year. As you can see, it was really this between May. No, this is not May. This is July and October. It was really in a not in an uptrend nor in a downtrend. It was just a sideways movement with really neat resistance and support. It was really just like this. As you can see here, you can, if you want to do the horizontal lines, those are the ones and really follow. If you can see, ceiling, floor, ceiling, floor, ceiling, floor. Just really nice movement. And as we can see, there's somewhat of a flag or an ascending triangle, and that's a better name for this pattern. So, well, as we can see, the last few days it just broke above. Let's see the 20-day. It just broke above the ceiling since earnings were really quite astonishing for the company. So look at here, it closed around 137, open around 139 after the earnings report was out. And well, after that, we just can see that here it was really a beast. Pre-market and after hours, it was that it broke above the ceiling, the resistance, these previous highs, and well, I would have probably expected that it going up, then going back a little bit to touch the resistance, the previous resistance, and then shoot up again. We can see that this is not showing signs of shooting up, but we can see that it's been consolidating here ever since. It's really quite good since the indicators in the higher time frames tend to stabilize if we see consolidation around for perhaps 1 or 2 weeks. As we can see here, it's now in all-time highs. This pre-market high of 146 is now going to open it at an all-time high during market. If you can see, the high here was around 145. It will probably hit 146 today. I'm going to be watching closely this ticker because I think that it really has a lot of potential. I think it will push up perhaps to, let's see, I think 148 is a really quite good price point to have in mind. But I also think that there's quite a lot of potential. We join these highs, we can really see where the price is going. The price is going towards the 150 something next month probably. So well, really quite good for Microsoft. It has been showing really strength in price. It's not falling below the previous lows. It's just amazing. This was a really big move for Microsoft, but then again, it never broke again below that price point, and it was really showing signs of strength. That's all I can say. High, high, high penetration about. It's just amazing for Microsoft. And another ticker I want to analyze with you, it's Apple. The two really mainstream, the biggest companies that we can see by market capitalization. Here again, Apple is another beast such as Microsoft. However, as I said earlier in this video, Microsoft didn't take much of a hit, but Apple did. And last year, right about this time of the year, because we saw a lot of news and the balance sheet of Microsoft of Apple, sorry, that didn't quite hit expectations. We can see here that earnings were good, but news were really bad because in Asia they were not selling much iPhones and all that, so it really take a quite big hit here with a almost 40% hit. But then again, it's an amazing stock, and see what's trading at right now. It's just an 84% in 1 year, in less than 1 year. So, as I always say, guys, big companies will always be big companies. That's why they are where they are. So, well, let's analyze what happened to Apple in the last weeks. We can see here that was the earnings report that was really quite good. It should the price above 2.5%, but it's just not that what matter because, as you can see, it was really in an uptrend. So here it fell behind because perhaps the expectations of the earnings were like, I'm not going to be holding this ticker during the earnings. You can see that it's overextended. Perhaps it's just not a good deal anymore, and well, it fell down to previous resistance levels. Now they are support levels, and well, thanks for earnings. This is not a technical analysis. This is just earnings. It continue what was trading 2 days ago. This black stripe and this black stripe, there are 2 days. So between this point, only falling low 2 days, and then on the third day, it opened up on where it was trading 2 days ago, and continue shooting up. It's just amazing, just amazing. As you can see, this is 1 month, and in 1 month we can also see here a 2% loss, and here a 3% loss, but only for 2 days. It's just a beast. There's nothing more to say. I think that's incredible what Apple is doing with their stock and their balance sheets, selling really high high price items. The MacBooks are really high in price. The iPhones are tremendously high in price. They don't really have a lot of products that they they offer, such as another companies that perhaps offer, I don't know, TVs or whatever. Apple just MacBooks, the iPads that they sale, and then the iPhones. And besides that, what really matters, I think, are the services items, because that's where the companies can shine, because they do not need a lot of uh, physical investment, such as factories and whatever. And well, there's a lot of really lot to offer in those aspects, such as services with the Apple Music, the the Apple streaming services, and all that. That's just amazing. So well, we can see that the SMA has been a great indicator of the uptrend. Look, here it was uh, really far from the SMA line. It's just some days of reaching out to the SMA line, continue going up, some days of reaching out to the SMA line, continue going up. We'll probably see perhaps a little bit going down, but then I assure you that this will go up. As I always say, these are only recommendations. They are only my recommendations, but well, they will probably be true, but just don't trade about my recommendations. But well, as we can see here, this resistance here at 260, one day here on Thursday, and on Friday hitting the same price point. But again, we can see here an enormous amount of times. Here we see a 257 two times. Here we see the 249 that was the 248 that here, and it should up again. So again, what I have to say is that Apple is an amazing stock to trade and to benefit from long term. I think it's not a big movement, because as you can see, if you analyze only the market hours, just like perhaps a 1%, or in a big day a 2%, like here, that's well 1.5, but there's really not much to